One of the most anticipated things that I know we're looking forward to is the amount of records that are set to be broken this year.
T.J. Watt could lead the NFL 3 consecutive years in sacks. Just in case you're wondering, that's never happened before. Does it happen this year?
He will, absolutely.
There are countless NFL records that are broken every single season, and 2022 looks to be no different. Let's examine 10 records that just might be broken in 2022. Most victories for an NFL franchise. The Green Bay Packers have the best winning percentage among all 32 NFL franchises at 573, a hair ahead of the Dallas Cowboys who sit at 572. But it's actually the Packers' archenemy team, the Chicago Bears, who have the most victories in league history. Heading into 2022, the Bears have 783 as a franchise, and the Packers are right behind them at 782. Let's be serious, it's not going to take long until the Packers move ahead of the Bears here. The real question is if the Cheeseheads will fittingly break the record in week 2 when they host none other than the Chicago Bears on Sunday Night Football. And given the state of Aaron Rodgers' squad compared to the Bears, well, yeah, Green Bay is in a tremendous position to add to this record over the next few years. Most passing touchdowns in a season. You can put an asterisk beside any future single-season record you want, we know. The expanded 17-game schedule makes it a lot easier to set records. Still, doing even 40 touchdowns in a 16-game schedule was tough enough to begin with. There have only been 18 40 passing touchdown seasons in NFL history. And of course, only 3 players have hit the 50 TD milestone. The first was Tom Brady in 2007. 6 years later, Peyton Manning threw 55 for the Denver Broncos. And then in 2018, his first year as the starter, Patrick Mahomes tossed 50 touchdowns. Throw in the 17-game schedule and Manning's record set in 2013 could very well be broken in 2022. And there's no shortage of candidates. Mahomes and Brady are obviously 2 of the first names that come to mind. Even without Davante Adams, we won't fully rule out Aaron Rodgers. Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Matthew Stafford, Russell Wilson, and Joe Burrow could all threaten the mark too. Every year, the NFL becomes more and more pass-happy, and the amount of true superstar receivers is growing rapidly. So, quarterbacks are dominating more than ever. Why can't one of them eventually throw 56-plus touchdowns in a season? Perhaps 2022 is the year someone breaks Manning's near-decade-long record. Most sacks in a season. Last year, Pittsburgh Steelers star T.J. Watt racked up 22.5 sacks, tying Michael Strahan for the most in a single season. And for those who scream, 17-game season, well, he actually missed 2 games, so take that. The question entering 2022 is whether or not Watt can take it a step further and break the all-time single-season sack record. Of course, Watt isn't the only player who could push for this record. Aaron Donald, the king of all NFL defensive players, will always be a threat for 20-plus sacks. A resurgent Von Miller can't be ruled out either. Chandler Jones, Myles Garrett, as well as Joey and Nick Bosa could also get there too. The 17th game helps, and those aforementioned players play on quality defenses and alongside other game records, to the point where it could open the door for one of them to hit 23 sacks in 2022. Most 100 rushing yard games by a quarterback. Baltimore Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson has 10 games of 100-plus rushing yards on his career resume. That is tied with Michael Vick for the most ever. Pretty impressive when you consider that Vick played 143 games, whereas Jackson hit 10 career 100 rushing yard games just halfway through his 4th NFL season. Jackson would have likely broken the record in 2021 if he didn't miss 5 games due to injury. No bother though, because the 2019 league MVP is poised to surpass Vick for this illustrious record. Yes, Jackson is somewhat injury prone given his style of play. Maybe the Ravens will try to cut back on his rushing attempts going forward. But it's not like they're going to stop running with him altogether. Jackson is hands down one of the league's most unstoppable and explosive runners with the ball in his hands. As long as he's healthy for 2022, Jackson will get his 11th career 100-yard rushing game to move ahead of Vick for the all-time record. Most receptions in a season. Cooper Kupp was oh so close to breaking this record for the Los Angeles Rams last season. The Super Bowl 56 MVP racked up 145 catches in 2021, falling just short of tying Michael Thomas's record of 149 that was set in 2019. Kupp, of course, won the receiving triple crown, leading the league in catches, receiving yards, and TD receptions. He likely won't win the Triple Crown award again, but he could still threaten Thomas's record. 150 receptions really isn't out of the question. With Antonio Brown and Rob Gronkowski gone, and with Chris Godwin possibly missing time to start the year, Mike Evans of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is another strong candidate to break that record. Stephon Diggs of the Buffalo Bills, Jamar Chase of the Cincinnati Bengals, and Justin Jefferson of the Minnesota Vikings are also names to watch here. And don't forget about CeeDee Lamb. You know, now that he won't have to fight with Amari Cooper for targets in Dallas. Certainly not out of the question, and again, the 17-game season only helps those guys' chances of reaching the mark Thomas set in 2019. Most career kickoff return touchdowns. Josh Cribbs, Leon Washington, and Atlanta Falcons do-it-all weapon Cordarrelle Patterson share the record for most career kickoff return scores with 8 apiece. In case you missed it, both Cribbs and Washington have been out of the league for quite a while now. So that means Patterson, coming off a career year with the Falcons, has the record within his grasp. He just needs one more kick return touchdown to place himself ahead of Cribbs and Washington for sole possession of first. Patterson didn't have a kick return touchdown for the Falcons in 2021, but he did record one in each of his 3 previous seasons. So history suggests that the man is due for an unprecedented 9th career kickoff return touchdown. Most playoff appearances for a head coach. In 2021, Bill Belichick tied the legendary Don Shula for playoff appearances as a head coach with 19 apiece. Amazingly, the Patriots have only missed the playoffs twice under Belichick, dating back to 2003, and 4 times since he took the helm in 2000. If Tom Brady didn't miss practically all of 2008 with an ACL tear, and if the salary cap and COVID holdouts didn't handcuff the Pats in 2020, Belichick would have very likely broken this record by now. Better late than never, though. All the hooded genius has to do is guide New England to the playoffs in 2022, and that'll be 20 playoff appearances for the Pats head coach. An NFL record that only Andy Reid has a chance of breaking. Reid sits at 17 heading into 2022, in case you were wondering. But everyone is focused on Belichick passing Shula for the most career victories by a head coach. He's still a few years away from potentially reaching Shula's 328 regular season wins, but that's all for another day. An unprecedented 20th playoff appearance for a head coach? Belichick's gonna get there. It's just a matter of when. Our guess is that time is about to come in 2022. Most career fourth quarter comebacks. It's hard to believe that Tom Brady doesn't actually own this record, given his dominance and longevity. Alas, this is one of the last major records that TB12 doesn't own. But it's only a matter of time before he changes that. Brady's decision to unretire means that Peyton Manning surely won't be the all-time leader in fourth quarter comebacks for much longer. The Sheriff has 43 on his resume, whereas Brady has 42. Brady had 3 fourth-quarter comebacks in both 2020 and 2021 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He just needs 1 more to tie his longtime rival and 2 more to break the record. Among active players, Matthew Stafford has 34. He could very well break this record in a few years, but Brady's the one who's on milestone watch heading into 2022. Just 2 more, Tommy. You can do it. Most receiving yards in a season. Several players have threatened this record, which is held by Hall of Famer Calvin Johnson. Megatron racked up 1,964 receiving yards in 2012 for the Detroit Lions, and it still stands as the record 10 years later. Cooper Kupp finished with 1,947 for the Rams in 2021, though he again had 17 games to get there. Julio Jones had a league-leading 1,871 for the Atlanta Falcons in 2015, falling ever so short of Johnson's record. The 17-game season, as Kupp showed, really enhances a player's chances of breaking this record. And there is no shortage of quality candidates who could do it. Kupp, Evans, Chase, Jefferson, Diggs, Lamb, even Tyreek Hill, Devontae Smith, or Deebo Samuel. The list just goes on and on. A lot has to go right for a player to break Megatron's record, of course. You need top-level quarterback play, a full season of health, and a ton of targets. But hey, Kupp had 1,947 yards while sharing reps with Odell Beckham Jr., Van Jefferson, and even Robert Woods before his season-ending injury. So anything is possible. In fact, we wouldn't be all that shocked if 1 or 2 players eventually broke Megatron's mark in the same season. This will be a single season record to watch for years to come. Most passing yards in a season. This one feels a lot more likely to be broken than Peyton Manning's aforementioned 55 touchdown performance 9 years ago. I mean, a million factors go into getting that many passing touchdowns. Whereas with passing yards, you just gotta be in a pass-heavy offense with enough elite weapons to target. So yeah, we totally think somebody can break Manning's 2013 single-season record of 5,477 passing yards. Brady was somewhat close to breaking this record in 2021, recording 5,316 in the 17-game season. Will he hit 5K passing yards again as a 45-year-old? I certainly wouldn't rule it out. And besides, even if Brady can't, it's not like Patrick Mahomes, Dak Prescott, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, or Matt Stafford aren't capable of breaking that feat. Again, the NFL is more pass-happy than ever before. Unless you have a Derrick Henry or Jonathan Taylor caliber running back on your team, the blueprint to winning in today's NFL is to have an elite quarterback who can put up over 300 yards a game. The main reason we're confident about the idea of Manning's 2013 record being broken isn't just because of the 17-game season. It's also because of the many superstar quarterbacks in today's NFL, both young and old. So sit back and enjoy the chase for this coveted record. This could be the year where someone unseats Manning once and for all. But which other NFL records do you think can be broken in 2022? Join us in the comment section below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps out a ton. And hey, we appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to TPS though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.